This is a decidedly filthy 2018 Volkswagen Golf R. In my defense, it was supposed to rain this morning, so I didn't wash the car. It didn't rain, and here we are. Oh, that rhymes. To be quite honest, there isn't much to report on the 2018 Golf R. 2019 Volkswagen has revised some of the outputs. I think it drops like 4 horsepower or something like that. But besides all that, you'll probably have noticed something specific and unique to this car. At least everyone else that walks by or drives by this car do notice it, and that's the color. Violet Touch Pearl. It's a $3,000 option and part of, or one of 40 colors you can select when building your 2018 Golf R or e-Golf for that matter. But in the end, is the Golf R still everything auto journalists like me say it is? Is it still an excellent car to drive, to own, to be around? Well, in the next few minutes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to answer that question. The Volkswagen Golf R is the grown-up's compact hot hatch. That's just plain and simple. That's what it is. Look at the car. Okay, forget about the beautiful color for a moment. Think it's black. Pretend it's black and imagine it parked amongst all kinds of other cars, and it just blends in, which is beautiful. I mean, when you take a closer look, yes, there's an R badge on the front. It's got a deeper front fascia, a little bit of aero going on. These are the standard 19-inch wheels, which are much nicer than the optional ones. More badging. The skirts are very subtle. And the rear spoiler, it's so nice, but you can barely tell that it's there. The only thing that doesn't work, quad tailpipes, but that's just me being difficult, perhaps. All of this can be yours for a starting price of $42,065. Now that includes Volkswagen's 4Motion all-wheel drive system with a cross differential system, vented discs all around, adjustable dampers, a 2-liter turbo, and a 6-speed manual transmission. My presser is a lot more expensive than that, because it has the DSG, which is an excellent transmission, the color, and the driver assist package for just over $49,000. It's a lot of coin. I would stick with a base 6-speed and get this color more likely than not. But the thing about the Golf is that it's a family car. You can use it every day. 580 liters of trunk space. Easy to access, easy to use, lots of storage down here. It's brilliant. It's easy. Getting in and out of the back, look at the roof line. It's almost station wagon-like, so you'll never knock your head unless you're 7 feet tall. There's plenty of room. My driving position, look at the leg room, feet room, headroom. No, I'm not a huge Steelers fan. Arm room. There is enough room for 3 abreast, but it'll be snug for a while. It'll be snug, period. My son's seat, giant seat, fits nicely in there, and apparently, I just noticed, his feet are rubbing on the seat back. That's easy to clean. I'd have to move the seat forward, I guess, an extra notch. But enough of that, because the important stuff is up front. Yes. Those sports seats are standard in this car. They are as comfortable and supportive as they look. And here comes the magic. Digital, absolutely fantastic, configurable. It is beautiful. 8-inch screen. Both are standard in the Golf R. I apologize for the reflection. Very intuitive controls. And oh look, a volume knob. HVAC controls, straightforward, nice and easy. Oh, this one has motion detection. Very fancy. Oh yeah, drive modes. They show up here. Comfort, I'll tell you why and what it is, but it's still the best mode out of all. DSG, fancy shifter. Storage. I mean, my sunglasses, phone holder, huge door bins on both sides, cup holders, change, everything is there, everything functions. Oh yes, and this steering wheel, as you can see, has numerous controls on it, and usually I would complain about that. But no, look, I can wrap my fingers and hand around the spoke beautifully for perfect grip. A little bit of R action. Yes. That's the Golf R. It's just, oh yeah, and also included with the 8-inch screen, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, satellite radio, navigation, and all kinds of other connectivity options. It's fairly complete, but the best part is about to come up. Henceforth, and once and for all, well, or at least up until 2018, Golf R, it's the answer. It is the answer. Every time I get behind the wheel of a WRX STI or a Civic Type R, never in a Focus RS, I always think, this is the one. This is the one. And it's evident, even when I look back in my reviews and videos, I almost always end up concluding that way, but I always kind of throw in the Golf R as the kind of the go-to car. And now, after a week with this beautiful purple Golf R, it is evident. We can argue for days on end, years even. But this is the only car at about 119 kilometers an hour on the highway where I don't have to yell, where I'm not being thrown about in the car every time I go over a little bump. I'm not wrestling with an overly heavy, hyper, super quick steering. No. And this is refined, yet oh so sporty. The major influencers in that is the fact that this thing has 3-way adjustable dampers. And right now, I'm set in comfort. Totally chill, even if I am on the highway. Because it's beautiful. Throttle response is fine. The 7-speed DSG, which always kind of makes me sad when I realize that my Golf R will have a 7-speed DSG, because obviously I prefer a 6-speed manual. The Volkswagen is nobody's fool. They've had to replace so many clutches in the past that they just said, forget about it. Everybody's getting an auto or a DSG. And the bottom line is that it is a fantastic transmission. It always is excellent. Be it an S-Tronic or PDK, variations of that, these dual clutch transmissions are amazing. And you got paddles. Paddles are kind of cheap on this, but whatever. Drive modes, in comfort, normal, it's very, very nice. Race, right, that just downshifted. The dampers become not extremely stiff, fairly stiff, or limit wheel travel. It's kind of no fun. There is a custom mode, which I've set up, but I keep going back into comfort. The only real noticeable, appreciable difference is throttle response when I go into either sport or sorry, in either normal or custom. There's also an eco mode, but I don't know, whatever. Steering is lovely. It's quick, but it's not punch you in the face quick. I mean, I think it's like 2.1 and change, 2.2 turns lock to lock. That's beautiful. And the assistance is always perfect. Always perfect. 4-wheel, large, vented discs all around. Beautiful brake pedal feel and response. And then there's the 2-liter turbo. This engine is just, it's a beautiful, I'm using beautiful a lot this time, eh? It's a wonderful piece of equipment. Sadly, there's an 18-wheeler ahead, so I won't be able to take one of my favorite long on-ramps at speeds. But look, 280 pound-feet of torque at 1800 RPM, 292 horsepower at 5400 RPM, right around there. It's always on tap, and even in normal mode, when you put the hammer down, it pulls beautifully all the way to 6000 RPM, and then shifts, bang, and you're gone. And the car will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in about 5 seconds, which doesn't make it the fastest, but it is very fast. If you want a little bit faster, you can always do what I did with my A4 and plug it. Unitronic, possibly void the warranty, but get serious power on top of the serious power you already have. And it's rewarding instant power. It's not mind-blowing, but there isn't a situation where you'll ever think, I wish I had 350 horsepower like the Focus RS. No, it does not apply. And a 7-speed DSG, I mean, right? It's just so on the ball. You can set it in separately. You can pull back in a shifter, put it in sport. It'll lock out 7th gear and be a little bit harder on the shifts, hold gears longer. This car is fantastic in every which way regards. I mean, as you can see in the video, I'm using it as my family mode of transportation. And this week, I also have a 2018 Chevy Tahoe RST, right? Because, well, I mean, this is obviously a lot better on gas. I mean, I'm averaging under 9 liters per 100 kilometers, and I'm not being the kindest, if you will, to the car. Anyhow, that's it. This car is the answer in this segment. No one can truthfully deny that if you've driven them all and are able to be open-minded. Sometimes maybe some people think I'm not open-minded, but just drive it. You'll see. You'll absolutely see.